Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Crafternoon Continued. I don't know what number it is, I've lost track. That's awful, I know. Anyway, today the weather has taken a turn for the stormy, and so I'm going to be showing you how to make some really good hot chocolate, which is really nice just to keep for yourself, but you can also make it, personalise it and then give it as a gift to somebody. So for the first stage what you need is a peeler. You can use a Y peeler or a whatever this kind of peeler is called. Culinary science skills nil. And you need some chocolate. I'm using a 70% dark chocolate. You can use whatever chocolate you like, as long as it doesn't have like big nuts in it or something. So I'm going to start off by turning this into flakes essentially. So I'm just going to literally peel it, which I know is very strange. And this can take a while. And after peeling it you get these tiny little flakes and crumbs and bits which will melt in your milk really nicely. This chocolate I've been keeping in the fridge, by the way, to make it nice and cold so that it doesn't melt too much on my hands, because that can be a problem. And the purpose for doing this is just because if you actually, if you just drop a lump of chocolate in some milk into a pan or into the microwave, it will take a lot longer for the chocolate to actually melt because it's in a bigger piece, and it won't distribute as nicely, and you might end up having to boil the milk before the chocolate melts, and boiling milk to make hot chocolate in a microwave is normally messy. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video for a second while I keep doing this, just so that I can do it a bit more easily, and because I'm just going to be doing this for the next few minutes. Right, so I've now got most of a bowl of lovely little chocolate shavings. These are actually, they're really good for making hot chocolate because they melt quickly, but they're also really pretty as cake decorations. And you can see actually, as the chocolate's warmer, you get some pretty, you know, nice little curls as well. Which I'm just going to melt. But if you wanted to make a nice chocolate decoration for a cake, I really recommend this. Right, so now I'm going to start making my hot chocolate. Oh bother. Camera tripod is in front of the cutlery drawer. Good decisions. Right, preparedness is everything. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of flaky chocolate bits to my mug. And then I'm going to top it about halfway up with milk. And the reason I'm only doing kind of half a mug is that I'm going to be frothing some milk to go on top, so I want to have a layer of really strong chocolatey hot chocolate at the bottom and then some nice frothy milk on top. So lovely. I'm going to now stick this in the microwave for 1.5 minutes, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, and while that's in the microwave, I'm going to put the rest of my chocolate shavings, because I made much more than, this is probably only about 50 grams of chocolate in total that I've actually grated. Maybe like, I don't know, 50, 75, I didn't weigh it. But anyway, I'm going to add the rest to a tub to save for next time. Lovely. Right, so this is the point at which I'm taking my hot chocolate out of the microwave. So it doesn't look like it's all actually mixed in. There's still little, you know, flakes of chocolate visible in the milk. So what I'm actually doing now is I'm microwaving the rest of my milk, which I'm going to whip up with a little miniature blender milk frother here. And while that is heating, I'm going to leave this to stand, and that's because even though all of the chocolate hasn't completely melted in yet, it will. The thing about chocolate is that it melts at a very low temperature actually, so you don't need to worry about it not being, you know, the milk is hot enough to melt it, it just needs a little bit of time. And so just, you know, let it sit, stir it up a little bit, and I'll wait for the milk to be hot enough to froth. Okay, so I now have hot milk, and you can see the little pieces in, oh, and I've got a second mug of hot chocolate as well. They're not both for me, I promise. The little bits of chocolate are getting smaller, it's all melting in nicely together. So now I'm going to froth up my hot milk, which definitely didn't boil over in the microwave, by the way, in case you're wondering why the milk jug is milky on the outside. It's definitely not because of that. Froth this up. And of course you don't have to use frothed milk on top of your hot chocolate. You could also put some nice cream on top, or just leave it as it is. Right, I think that's sufficiently frothy for this purpose. So I'm going to pour my milk in to each mug, making sure to get some froth into each of them. And now to finish off, I'm going to get a few of my extra chocolate bits and sprinkle them artistically on top. And there we go. That is how I make my best favourite hot chocolate, even in summer when it's completely unseasonable. I hope you've enjoyed this Crafternoon. Again, sorry, more of the kind of Baconoon than Crafternoon, but you know, we'll get back onto craft stuff next week, I promise. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and remember to subscribe to the channel to get next week's video. Thanks, bye!